Well, after demands by multiple political parties, elections in Punjab has been postponed by the Election Commission. The elections will now take place on the 20th of February instead of 14th of February. This after parties unanimously sought this postponement, approached the Election Commission seeking the postponement in view of the birth anniversary of Guru Ravidas that falls on the 16th of Feb. Now, there's a substantial section of scheduled caste voters in the state. The Dalit population is over 30% in Punjab. So, keeping their sentiments in mind, this decision has been taken now after all political parties pitched for it to the Election Commission. Now, we have a number of reactions coming in. Hardeep Singh Puri, the former aviation minister, says he's grateful to the Election Commission for considering BJP's demand, and this will enable unhindered celebrations.
Taking a note of demand from several political parties, the Election Commission has today now decided that polling in Punjab will be deferred by 6 days. After rescheduling the poll dates, the Commission has said that the new polls date in Punjab will be of 20th Feb. It will be a single-phase elections. Earlier, the Chief Minister of Punjab had written to Chief Election Commissioner for rescheduling the poll dates as large number of devotees from Punjab will be moving to Varanasi for celebrating Guru Ravidas Jayanti, and it was the reason why we saw the letters from Aam Aadmi Party and BJP as well. The Commission today deliberated, and now new date for polls have been finalized. On 20th February, Punjab will go to polls. It's a single phase elections. This is the day when third phase of elections in Uttar Pradesh will take place, and now the polls in Punjab will be clubbed with third phase of election in Uttar Pradesh. With video journalist Amil, this is Ayushman for Mirror Now.
Well, both the BJP and the Congress have welcomed this decision, saying postponing the elections will enable devotees to vote after they return from pilgrimage and after observing the festival that is very, in fact, important, the Guru Ravidas Jayanti that we are talking about here. So all parties literally have welcomed the postponement of elections in Punjab.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी चुनाव आयोग द्वारा पंजाब ਦੀਆਂ ਚੋਣਾਂ ਨੂੰ 14 ਫਰਵਰੀ ਦੀ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ 20 ਫਰਵਰੀ ਕਰਨ ਦਾ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਕਰਦੀ ਹੈ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ 16 ਫਰਵਰੀ ਨੂੰ ਗੁਰੂ ਰਵਿਦਾਸ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਜਯੰਤੀ ਹੈ ਔਰ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੀ ਸੰਗਤ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਬਨਾਰਸ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ ਉਸ ਦਿਨ ਤੇ ਇਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਵੋਟਾਂ ਦੀ ਡੇਟ 14 ਹੋਣ ਕਰਕੇ ਔਰ 16 ਨੂੰ ਰਵਿਦਾਸ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਜਯੰਤੀ ਹੋਣ ਕਰਕੇ ਆਪਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਬੜੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਆ ਰਹੀ ਸੀਗੀ ਸੰਗਤ ਨੂੰ ਸੋ ਭਾਰਤੀ ਜਨਤਾ ਪਾਰਟੀ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰੀ ਫੇਰ इलेक्शन कमीशन का आभार भी व्यक्त करती है कि उसने इस सेंसिटिविटी को समझिया लोगों की भावनावां को समझिया और साडी बेनती को प्रवान किया और डेट को पोस्टपोन किया इसका असीं स्वागत करते हैं
पंजाब दे लोग पंजाब की आत्मा ने और जदों आत्मा की आवाज़ बुलंद होंदी है और इलेक्शन कमीशन उस गल नूं मनदा तो चंगी गल है ਇਹਦੇ ਚ ਕੋਈ ਇਹੋ ਜੀ ਮਾੜੀ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੀ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਸੀ ਅੱਜ ਮੈਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਆ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੀ ਤੇ ਰਸਤੇ 'ਚ ਧਰਨਾ ਲੱਗਾ ਸੀ ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਵਾਇਆ ਕਪੂਰਥਲਾ ਆਇਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਨਮਾਨ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਹੀ ਆਇਆ ਲੇਕਿਨ ਅਗਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਕੋਈ ਫਰਿਆਦ ਹੈ ਔਰ ਧਾਰਮਿਕ ਫਰਿਆਦ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਇਹਦੇ 'ਚ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਦੱਸੋ ਸਮੂਹਿਕ ਤੌਰ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਅਗਰ ਕੋਈ ਲੱਖਾਂ ਬੰਦਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਉੱਠੀ ਹੈ ਔਰ ਚੀਫ ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰ ਨੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਬਲ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਹੈ इलेक्शन कमीशन ने मनी असी इस्तेकबाल कर दे
नहीं ये अच्छा कदम है चुनाव आयोग के इस फैसले का स्वागत करते हैं क्योंकि रविदास जयंती भी थी और सब लोगों की इच्छा थी कि ये जो डेट है थोड़ा आगे बढ़ाया जाए और चुनाव आयोग सब लोगों की राय से सहमत होकर उसने डेट आगे बढ़ाया और पंजाब में एक अच्छा माहौल है चुनाव का और उसमें ये डेट आगे बढ़ा है अच्छी बात है
Joining me now is Mr. Vinod Sharma, senior journalist. Very good evening, Mr. Sharma. Good to have you with us on Mirror Now. For perspective, I would like you to explain to us, why you think this is significant, a decision of this nature that the Election Commission has taken to postpone after first announcing the date for 14th of Feb for Punjab elections. It's now going to be held on the 20th of February. And like you heard, all parties are welcoming this. Now, obviously behind all of this, the issue of the Dalit vote bank becomes important to note that parties are vying clearly for that over 30%, if I'm not mistaken, Dalit population in Punjab.
That is true. First of all, elections in Punjab, the later the better, for the simple reason that Omicron is a major threat for all states. And I think that by the time it goes to polls a week later, things would be better. Now, let's come to the political aspect of it. Of course, the state has 32% scheduled caste vote, and Ravidasiyas, they are known as Ramdasiyas and Ravidasiyas, same thing. They are in a majority amongst the scheduled caste votes. There are some Mazhabi Sikhs as well who are a little different from the Ravidasiyas or Ramdasiyas. So I think all parties are chasing voters, and it is less out of altruism or out of belief in what the scheduled caste voters want, and more out of gaining their affection and gaining their support in the upcoming polls. Majority of the Dalit population is in Doab. They are in major. They have a major presence in Doab, and then there is also a dera of the Ramdasiyas, which is a major center for pilgrimage and paying obeisance. So I think that the letter that the Chief Minister wrote, coming himself from the Ramdasiya community, found support from other political parties, not the least surprising.
Yes.
Because it is not as much as a support for the Chief Minister as it is something like endorsing the sentiments of the Dalit population.
Yes, and this time, battleground Punjab, the political landscape has changed substantially, isn't it? After the breakaway of Captain Amrinder Singh, and it's not just Congress, BJP and Akali Dal, you have AAP, as well as Captain Amrinder's party and farmer groups also now in the fray as political parties.
I think that Captain Amrinder Singh is not as much of a factor, with all respect for Captain Amrinder Singh, as the farmers' union, the two farm unions, Rajewal's union and Chaduni's union. They have some differences between them over ticket distribution. But let's see how the farmers' union fare in the upcoming polls, because in my very personal view, the farm unions have heard their own cause, turning political so close to a major movement which they won against the three farm laws. To turn political so soon doesn't really add luster to their image. I think that they would have been a major pressure group without being political. But let's see. I mean, everybody has a democratic right to contest, and they too have a democratic right to contest.
Yes.
So they have gone ahead, but it is widely believed that they may hurt the Akali Dal and the Aam Aadmi Party more than they might hurt the Congress, for the simple reason that there was an attempt by other political parties, notably the Akali Dal and to some extent the Aam Aadmi Party, to attract the Jat Sikh voter, because the Congress has projected Mr. Channi, and thereby it is focusing on the Dalit vote. And there was some class consciousness amongst Jat Sikhs, who did not want to be doing anything to get a Dalit chief minister after the elections. So these kind of competitive sociological things happen in every state. I'm not trying to sort of show it as an ugly thing, but these things happen. And with the farm unions, their presence in the fray is likely to hurt. That's what the analysts believe, the Akali Dal and the Aam Aadmi Party more. And that is why you have seen in recent days, there is the major verbal exchange between the farm unions and the Aam Aadmi Party, with all kinds of allegations being made, thrown at each other.
Whether the Congress party will be able to retain Punjab, that's the big question. The stakes are very high for the Congress party in particular, for a state like Punjab, with so much of twists and turns, political twists and turns happening that we've seen in the last couple of years. Thanks for joining us, Mr. Vinod Sharma, with your valued inputs on the story.
Thank you.